week before Christmas, and it's coming quick, but this is the time of year for old St. Nick. As he went and played in the Los Angeles grass, everybody knew he would double moonwalk the Rams' ass.
Still the cowboy, Mr. McLean. You Americans are all alike. But this time, John Wayne doesn't walk into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
Scary Cooper, asshole.
Oh, demon! Oh, shit! Oh, shit! That was crazy!
Happy trails, Hans. Dallas still stinks. Yo, everybody, how you doing? King Game back here, and welcome to the Victory Celebration Room, better known as my garage, sometimes known as my barbershop, when I lose bets and have to shave my head. Now, I gotta come out here to shave my head or smoke a stogie, because if I don't, my wife will do to me what the Eagles did to the Rams yesterday. That is double moonwalk that ass. So we're out here to smoke a cigar and celebrate the Eagles beating the Los Angeles Rams 30-23 in the best game the Eagles have played as a team all year. Now I'm excited. I'm excited for one reason. I think the Eagles are going to get into the playoffs. So with the Eagles possibly getting into the playoffs, we have to come out here and smoke a stogie to celebrate this win, celebrate the fact that next week is going to mean something when we play the Houston Texans. Now, it's also the week before Christmas, okay? This is my second favorite week of the year. My first favorite week of the year is next week when there's Christmas leading up to New Year's. I love the whole thing. But this is the great time of year, and this is the time of year for one guy to deliver presents for all the kids, all the Eagle fans in the whole world, and that is old St. Nick. And old St. Nick was up to his old tricks, because let's face it, when the season is on the line, Nick Foles delivers. When it's week 1 or week 2, he ain't the same guy. But when it matters the most, that's when Nick Foles shows up. So let's light this cigar to Nick Foles and that whole Eagles team, the whole Eagles coaching staff, because it was a team effort last night. So you guys, Eagles, this one's for you. Oh man, it's been a long time. That's been a long time coming. We had a couple wins where I didn't smoke because I thought I was bad luck or I jinxed it by smoking. So I didn't. And then after the Dallas loss, it was like, no, that wasn't the case. So we're back to smoking stogies, and this one's good. Now, right before I started filming this video, I was listening to Doug Peterson's press conference. Now, he said two interesting things. First thing, Eagles breaking news. Nick Foles will start against the Houston Texans. No surprise there. I don't expect Carson Wentz to play again probably this year. I think that they're going to sit him out, but he is week to week. He won't go on the IR, and we'll see if they play him at some point. But another week for Wentz to rest is good. Nick Foles, he goes in, he beats Los Angeles. Give him another opportunity to play. Let him keep going. Because I'm going to say this. Carson is the better athlete. He's the better quarterback. He's got the bigger arm, better mobility, the younger player. All those things, all the intangibles that you want going forward. But there's a lot to learn from Nick Foles. There's a lot that Carson can learn from Nick Foles. The first thing I'm going to say is a calmness. There's a calmness, there's a presence about Nick Foles that relaxes everybody around him on offense, on defense. You saw it yesterday. You feel it watching this team. And I got to say, that's something Carson can learn from Nick Foles. Got to. That's something very important. Carson, he's a young buck, right? He's a young quarterback. He wants to prove himself. His backup wins the Super Bowl. He wants it. He comes back from ACL. He's got to prove himself. He's got a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, and I think he plays tight. I think the team plays tight for him at times because of it. He's got to learn that calmness. Nick Foles, in his 30s, is a veteran. Two guys at two different places in their career. Carson can learn from Nick. The other thing that he can learn from Nick Foles is let your players make plays. Nick Foles made a couple throws yesterday to Alshon Jeffrey. They weren't perfect throws. They weren't great throws. But he let Alshon Jeffrey go up and make a play. And Carson needs to learn to do that. So he's going to have to learn in the future these kind of things. Hopefully, he gets something out of watching Nick Foles play. Because Nick Foles was masterful. In my opinion, what Nick Foles did just calmed the whole team down. Nick Foles, get out of here, car. I'm trying to film. But Nick Foles, I mean, week 1 wasn't good. Week 2 wasn't good. But when the season's on the line, Nick Foles delivers. So, hey, St. Nick, Christmas, I expect nothing less. Thought Nick was great. I love Nick Foles. He's a legend forever. And it will make for interesting talk, interesting debates that we will discuss later this year in the off season. But right now, we roll with Nick Foles. That's how I see it. And I'll say this, for anybody who's just wondering, Carson is still my guy. Carson is still my future, and that's not going to change. But I love what Nick Foles did. And I thought Doug, one of the things he said in his press conference today too was before they knew Carson was going to be out, okay? Before any of that, they decided to really trim back that offense playbook, like get it, like make it smaller, go back to basics, do what you guys do well. And that's what they started to work on. And then, of course, it came out that Carson had the back injury and all that stuff. But it works for Nick Foles too, because they really like to simplify the playbook with Nick Foles. They did that in the playoff run. They did that yesterday, and it worked, and it helped. And I think the Eagles had their best play calling, especially offense, that they had all season. They ran the ball early. They ran the ball often. At one point in the second quarter, they ran 5 straight times. That's what they needed to do all year. And they didn't do it until yesterday. And now, the Eagles are in a position where they could go to the playoffs. If the Minnesota Vikings lose one of the next 2 and the Eagles win out, the Eagles get in. Now, I expect Carolina to lose to the New Orleans Saints tonight. That will help us. And that will take our percentage of us getting the playoffs and bring it all the way up from like 12% to 37%. So that's going to be a big loss for the sticky cigar smells. It tastes good, but it stinks. What the frig is that noise? What the hell is that? Coming from across the street. I don't know, somebody's in the van. That van's shaking. What do they say? That van's rocking, don't come knocking? I'm not going to go knocking. God, that's so annoying. Anyways, so what were we saying? Wait, what is this crap? I'm sorry, I had to go see what that noise is. Somebody's got a garage door open and they got their washer dryer in the garage and they got their washer on and it's shaking and it's rattling. It's annoying the crap out of me. It's funny because every time I come out to film, it's dead quiet. And as soon as I start filming, people make noise around the block. They always make noise when I'm filming. Why don't you shut up? God, it's very annoying to me. Anyways, so let's talk about the Eagles defense. I thought that the defensive line had one of their best games that they had all year. They got constant pressure on Jared Goff. Fletcher Cox gets hurt, goes out, comes back in, was a beast. He was awesome. Then you have Michael Bennett, who, in my opinion, has been the most consistent defensive player all year. He was fantastic. Him and Fletcher Cox, they did damage. And I can't say enough, about when the Eagles get pressure on a team. When they can get pressure on a quarterback, the Eagles' secondary, their whole team plays better. That defense is based on pressure. Especially most teams in the league today, the way your defense is effective is getting pressure on the quarterback. And they did that against Jared Goff. I thought Avonte Maddox shows tremendous amount of talent. He can play safety, he can play corner, he can play all over, and he has been fine. And once he comes in, he made some great plays. Great coverage on the last play of the game. All throughout the game, I thought he was great. And it was nice to see the Eagles get turnovers. We had 3 turnovers in that game. I can't remember the last time we've had turnovers like that. We haven't had a lot of turnovers this year. And that hurts us. And all these things have hurt us. And, man, the defense played really good. And really, I mean, we talk about Nick Foles a lot and stuff like that. But truthfully, in my opinion, I was more impressed with the defense yesterday than anything else. That is a high-powered offense. And they shut them down. Now, the Rams have been struggling last few weeks. I think when Cooper Kupp went out, it's hurt them. But great job defense. And then on special teams, the punt, they actually got a recovery, and they knew, and the rest knew who recovered it. How about that? The rest knew who recovered it. I swear, I was waiting for them to say, no clear recovery. So we'll give it to the Rams, just like the Dallas game. What a joke. But anyways, the Eagles, all across the board, quarterback, offensive line. The offensive line was good. They protected Nick Foles. He had time to throw. Then you have, and here's the other thing they do with Nick Foles, by the way. Did you notice how many times they rolled Foles out of the pocket? They rolled him out. They moved the pocket that allowed Foles to set up and make throws downfield. I've been calling for that for weeks with Carson Wentz. Maybe they can't do it because of his leg and his back and he can't run, but it was nice to see them do it with Foles. And I thought the offensive line held up. Thought they played good. I thought the running game was awesome. Wendell Smallwood, boom, boom. I mean, Smallwood was big wood last night. That dude, he was brass balls. Great game for Wendell Smallwood. So, this is just the best team effort all year. Now, what makes me so excited about it is that I think this is a kind of win that you gain momentum as a team. You get a rhythm offensively, defensively, special teams, coaching, play calling, all that. This is the stuff that can start a run. And if the Eagles can get on a run and beat Houston next week at home, which is a harder game, but if they can beat Houston, I believe we can beat Washington. And then, let's say the Vikings lose one game. Eagles are in. Now, here's the great thing about the Vikings. The Bears are one game back from a number 2 seed. That means when they play the Vikings, they got something to play for. They'll be playing for that number 2 seed. The Vikings, the Bears, play the last game is a 1 o'clock game. They have to win that game. Then they have to hope the Rams lose at 125, or 125 for me, but 425 for everybody else. So the Bears will be playing to win that game. They have something to play for. That puts Minnesota in a lot of trouble. The Bears can go in and beat Minnesota. So I think the Eagles are getting in the playoffs. I'm going to say this right now. The Eagles are getting in the playoffs. Expect it to happen. And when they do, they are the scariest team in the NFC, I would say, besides the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints in New Orleans is always tough, but I would like another crack at them. I would love another crack at the Saints. As far as you asking who starts, who's a quarterback the rest of the year, Nick Foles. Nick Foles has got to be your starter the rest of the year. Carson's not healthy. He's not going to be healthy in 2 or 3 weeks. Let him heal up. Let him be 100% next year. This is Nick Foles' show for the rest of the year. It has to be. It has to be. And I'm okay with that. And let Foles go out as an Eagle one last run. That's all I want. That's all I'm asking for. You know what I mean? Get me to the playoffs. Get me a win or two. Somehow beat Dallas again, or not, or finish ahead of Dallas. Go further in the playoffs in Dallas. It would be beautiful. Now, Dallas, all they have to do is beat Tampa, and they clinch the division. I can't see Tampa Bay beating Dallas. I just can't. As much as I would love it, I can't see it. That thing is so annoying. It is annoying me so much, that noise. You have no idea. You have no idea. Anyways, it's Christmas, the week before Christmas. This is the best time of the year. Second best week of the year. I love this time of year. And the Eagles are playing for hopes of getting in the playoffs. And I think they got a shot. So, man, this is one game that I've been waiting for all year. The Eagles delivered. Nick Foles delivered. And hey, this is going to be a fun run. I will be streaming the Eagles Texans next week. It will be Dingbat Clause week. Cannot wait. And what do you guys think? You think we're getting in the playoffs? Because I sure the hell do. With that said, I'm going to finish this cigar, let you guys go, because I can't stand that noise anymore. And I will talk to you later. And as always, take care, talk to you later, and don't be a dingbat.